Happy Mindful Monday, everyone. How are you? It's good to see everybody. Today we're talking about boundaries and learning how to say no when something isn't totally aligned with your optimal health and well-being. And I see this come up in lots of different ways. It can come up in our work environments. It can come up in our relationships with our families and sort of the expectations that they may have of us versus what our personal life requires. It can come up around health and fitness and well-being when we have a certain kind of a goal, and there's always that work party or that social event that for whatever reason makes it hard to stick to the commitment that we made to ourselves. So I really want to bring that to the forefront today and shine the light on it a little bit and just ask you, what are the commitments that you've made to yourself, whether it be in your career and where you're taking your career, whether it be with your health and your well-being, whether it be in the life you want in terms of intimacy and family. What is it that you're wanting? What's your commitment to yourself in those areas? And are you keeping that sacred? Are you keeping that sacred? Are you staying disciplined around those commitments, or are things pulling you away? And I know this happens with men and women, but I do see that it happens a little bit more with women than it does with men. They tend to take care of everybody else before they take care of themselves. So one of the ways that you can make sure that something is or is not aligned with your overall ultimate goal is, number one, just know that sometimes we have to make choices, and they're not easy to make because we're choosing between two things that we really want to do that seem equally as important, right? Like work on, a project that we're really passionate about that maybe has a deadline, or see someone that we really, really care about that we haven't seen in a long time, or be of service to a family member that needs us, right? There's two things but what I've noticed that there's an energy that happens when it's in alignment with you. You'll feel the alignment, and there won't be heaviness or stress in the body or like that exhaustion that comes when you're about to do something that really isn't in alignment with your overall bigger picture goal. So really checking in with yourself when you have a commitment to yourself, whether it be for your fitness, your health, your family life, your work, your career, and then something comes up that is going to possibly pull you away from it, and you can check in. Sometimes you might find that, okay, this thing is actually important enough to make it actually feel good for me to make that choice. But if you notice that you get that distraction or that thing that comes along that's going to pull you away from your commitment to yourself, if it feels heavy, if you automatically feel exhausted by it, if it automatically makes your life feel unmanageable, probably need to set a boundary. Probably need to just draw a boundary between you and that thing and say no. So that's the next thing, is sometimes it's hard to say no. We feel like we should do it. Like maybe you work for yourself, and so technically you could do it because you set your own schedule. And so sometimes we think, well, just because I could means that I should. But that doesn't mean that. At least for me, that's not what it means. And for my clients, I notice that's not what it means either, because your commitment to yourself is really, really important. So a good way to keep a boundary, a healthy boundary between you and the things that are going to pull you away in a negative way, make you exhausted, drain you, make your life feel unmanageable, and make it so that you're not really moving forward towards the things that you're really wanting, you'll know that they're not in alignment with your bigger picture goal because you'll feel the heaviness, you'll feel the exhaustion, you'll feel the stress, right? So that's my challenge for you today, is where are you getting pulled away from your commitment to yourself, from your commitment to your vision and your dream, because you're afraid to say no? And what are you willing to do to change that? So are you willing to put your foot down and say, just because I could doesn't mean I should, because actually my commitment to myself is a priority. So I'm going to leave you guys with that today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'd love for you to leave your comments in the section below here so that we can all learn from each other, or subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already so we can hang out every week. And if you like this video, please share it with a friend, and I will see you guys soon. Namaste.